Welcome back everyone to another episode of the Balanced Perception YouTube channel. Today we are on location at the NC Art Museum and we are going to be shooting Katara out here in the semi-wilderness. Not really, but it looks like it's the wilderness. So we're going to be shooting her today and you guys can follow along with us. I have my sister again. You guys saw her episode, or actually you will be seeing her episode, where she reviews Azula. Stay tuned for that one. She takes over the show as usual, and she does all of this. We're also going to be shooting her, but we haven't gotten around to that because first we're doing Katara. So anyways, follow us along today for this shoot and check out our Katara shoot. So here you can see we were setting up for the shoot. It was actually not too hot, not too cold. We really went early in the morning. We knew we didn't want to be there in the afternoon, as here in North Carolina, I don't know what the temperature was supposed to be for that day, but I'm sure it was going to be excruciating and something ridiculous. This area we actually found because I usually run at the NC Art Museum. I run there every morning, well, almost every morning. I do my best. But I thought this area was really good because, you know, of course it had water, which is what Katara uses as her main weapon. And it was also during like low tide, I guess you could say, when it hasn't rained so much. A lot of the underground area is exposed and you can stand on it like you can see here in the video. And it really made for an awesome just background. It made for an awesome environment. You know, I really would have loved to go into a city environment and done this type of shoot there, but in most of those places you're not allowed to bring the big Godox lights as you see here. But it's okay, I enjoyed this area a lot. Surprisingly enough, there weren't that many mosquitoes. Only my sister got bit, but that was, you know, a nice added bonus. But what we were really going for during this shoot was trying to capture the movements Katara does, you know, trying to replicate them as best we can, and then just trying to be natural and free. I know you guys can't hear it, but there was actually music playing, and my sister was scoping out the best areas to grab water, to pick it up and throw it. It was all just, you know, slowly coming together. I had an idea of what I wanted to do when we first started shooting, but it actually didn't really work out that way, and the shoot kind of evolved as we went along. I originally wanted to do it when it was a bit earlier so we could kind of get, I don't know how to describe it, some darker pictures with the model being more lit by the lights, and then we could backlight her. But by the time we got out there, that wasn't really an option, and I didn't really want to I just didn't want to try to make it work at that time, so we really had to adapt things. The cosplay, as you can see the review in one of my other videos, really worked out well. I mean, it flowed with her. Asia says she didn't have any trouble with it. It stayed on. It didn't shift too much. There was a little bit of shifting with the neck collar, so if you guys do get this costume, I would advise that you, you know, pin it down or use some type of tape, like two-sided tape or something to keep it in place, especially if you plan on doing a lot of movements. But overall, it worked really well. Nothing got out of place. And actually, we ended up going out to eat after this shoot, and Asia kept the pants on, and they look really just like normal pants. So if you guys want to wear them as normal pants, no one will know. For this shoot, I was using my Nikon Z6 along with the, oh my gosh, the Orlit I forgot to get the number for you guys. I forget the exact model number, but they're Orlit RoveLights, and I was using at one point in time I was using an 85 millimeter lens and then the kit lens, and that produced all the images you can see at the end of this video. You know, just go ahead and jump to that if you're curious about the images. I'll also be posting them on my Instagram. But this is a phenomenal camera. I'm actually coming from a Nikon D7000, which I forget when this camera came out, but it's ancient compared to my Z6. But I absolutely love it, and it produces great images. I mean, the picture quality, you know, could be a bit better, but for a kit lens, it definitely doesn't disappoint. As you can see throughout the video, several times I had my sister throw water and I was trying to capture the water exactly as she threw it, which proved to be kind of difficult. And actually she ended up throwing the water right onto Asia at one point, as you can see right there. Um, whatever. It happens on the shoot. It didn't happen again, so that was, a really nice, I don't know, just moment. It was really amusing. But after that, my sister got better at throwing water, and a few of the images you can see, I was actually able to perfectly capture the water. And in post, I planned on trying to enhance it to make it seem like the water was, being bent by Katara and wasn't just water thrown by a person. What else would I say about this shoot? If we had to do it again, I would definitely get out there earlier, and I think I would take a bit more time in setting up and planning everything exactly where I want the lights to be. Since it was cool, but it was getting rather hot, I wanted to get things over and done with. We also, of course, had more things to do for the day. We originally planned on actually shooting Azula too, but we didn't get around to that, so we're rescheduling that for next week. So you guys will get to see that. Hopefully, if we get it done, we're going to do it the weekend of July 4th. Here you can see we actually changed locations. We moved a little bit further back, and our plan was to get up on the logs, but she didn't really feel comfortable with that, so we ended up not doing it. And as you can see, well, I'm not sure if we really see it that well, but I ended up getting on the logs and taking a few pictures, which you can again see at the end. Those were the top down pictures that you saw. We really just wanted to change the background a little bit. It's hard in nature since everything is green, trees all look the same, leaves all look the same, vines, all of it, you really can't tell. But with the logs, I was hoping to kind of get more of that angle, but it didn't exactly work out as planned, but that's alright. I still like the images that we were able to produce. I really, really hope we can do this, maybe redo the shoot with another water type cosplay, and I can get up on the logs and the model can get up on the logs and I can shoot some pictures from down below. All about changing the angles and changing the lights, where they're placed completely changes the images. I wanted to turn off one light and just do one backlit one and then turn off the back one and one portrait front facing light, but all in due time. Again, this is my first time ever being at this area, and even though I had run past it several times and scoped it out, everything is always different than what you originally planned, and things always change. And then, after we finished all of this, we ended up using the drone. I have a Mavic Air that we use to shoot the images you're seeing currently, the short video. That was, well, I'm used to using the video. I've used it before, as you can see on some of my YouTube videos. I used it at MomoCon, but what actually happened was the drone for some reason kicked into return from home mode, and it tried to climb to 100 feet, which means it was going to go through the bushes and eventually, well, through the trees. It hit a branch fall. That didn't happen. We avoided disaster, and I was too shook after that to really use it again. So that's why we didn't make longer of the videos. But when I get more confident, guys, I will definitely be busting out the drone more and getting more drone shoots. And as you've seen in some of my other videos too, I do have a gimbal. I wanted to use that. I had so many plans, but because of the heat and just because of where we were, things we had to do, it really wasn't feasible. Oh yeah, and there were people walking through and they were like, oh, what are you guys doing? They were so fascinated and curious, and that would throw off the vibe a little bit, and we would have to get back on track. But once again, that's perfectly okay. There's, no problem with that.
So that wraps up our photo shoot of Katara in the NC Art Museum. Hope you guys have a great day and stay boundless.
Stay boundless. Bye, everyone.